Hi, welcome to Undead Yarn. This is episode 85. My name is Heidi, and you can find me on Ravelry as Knitty Girl, and on Instagram and on YouTube as Undead Yarn. Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well. Happy Easter to those of you who celebrate. We just got back from going out to Easter brunch. So I thought before I changed, I might sit and do a podcast since I've been meaning to do one for a while, but I've been very busy with dyeing. This sweater is kind of driving me nuts. Anyway, what I've been working on the last few weeks is still that blanket that I showed you guys before, and I also started a new project so I would have something to work on when I went to Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Festival. I started a new sock, and it is in Round Table Yarns. She was at Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Festival. I think I bought this from her last year, and it's in the Fair Both Night and Day color. And it is 6 stripes: blue, gray, pink, gray, yellow, gray. And here's what I have so far. This is going to be a knee sock, so when I make knee socks, I start with 78 stitches, and I just decrease randomly, evenly on both sides until I'm down to 64 when I start getting further down the cuff. And yeah, this is what it looks like right now. This is perfect. If I hold it right back here, that shows the colors perfectly. And of course I'm using my Chagos. And I have that in my Casey's Pockets to Go Yellow Rose bag. And this is where I will be next weekend. I am vending at Yellow Rose Fiber Festival. So if you are in Seguin or you live near Seguin, you can come to the Fiber Festival and see me and see lots of other of my friends that are dyers. I don't have any finished objects, and I didn't bring the blanket down to show you guys. I did do another couple of rows on my shawl that's in my Raven bag by Subshed Studio. I guess I can show you. There's not going to be very much difference from last week, except I do love how the beads are lining up in this. So I just did a couple more rows. I'm going to try to do a couple rows every week until I finish it. It's probably going to take me a while, but when I do those lace rows, it's a long shawl. It's like 300 something stitches. So when I do those lace rows, they take a while. And I do them slowly because not only do you have to make sure you're getting the right stitches, you have to put the beads in the right place too. So it takes me a little while to get through those. So those are the only things that I've been working on. I do need to pull out my projects. I have them ready to go, the Laura Smoot projects, but I have not worked on them yet because I've been busy dyeing for my show and went to Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Festival for almost a week. I left on Wednesday night, or Wednesday during the day. Actually, I left and spent the day with my parents, which was nice. They live in Dallas. And then the next day was Thursday, and DFW Fiberfest hadn't started yet, but they had a class that was before the Fiber Festival started, and it was a class on carding, or using a drum carder, which was really cool because we each got our own drum carder to use, and it was an electronic drum carder. And let me tell you, this sucker was amazing. I told the Clems and Clems people, they were the ones who did the class and provided the product for us to use, that I'm spoiled for drum carders. If I ever buy one, it's going to have to be the one that we used there because the cranking was so simple and putting everything through electronically was so simple, and they have a lot of ways to adjust it, and the way I think the front small wheel is called the liquor down, I think, and I don't know what the back wheel is, but the bigger wheel, they are positioned in a way so that the fiber will run through smoothly, and in general get rid of most of the neps and things that are in the drum, or not in the drum card, in the stuff that you're drum carding. And underneath there's like a slab underneath that you can take out and you have to clean and everything. So all the stuff will fall down in there. And I'm just drinking Diet Pepsi. So, I kept all my stuff from that class in here. I ended up having enough time. It was all day class. And we even got lunch, and it was nice because we all ate lunch together, even though teachers came. Now, this is something I'll show you later because that's not part of what I'm talking about right now. But, and I have some leftover fiber that I didn't get to in the class. But most of what we did was natural fibers. And I can show you, kind of show you some of the bats. This is the one that was everybody's favorite to drum card. It was from a sheep named Estelle, and it was Merino, Wensleydale, Lincoln, and Cormo, which is an unusual blend. And they had these amazing things that if I ever do get a drum carder and decide to start drum carding, I must have, I rolled this one backwards because it's supposed to be on the inside. But basically, it keeps your bat from getting all smushed. This is what the fiber looked like. I can show you later. So I left even like the stuff that I pulled off the carder when we were done. I saved it because this stuff was so nice to card and play with. So I kept even the stuff that came off. You can probably see if you're familiar. There are some second cuts in there. But this fiber was so luscious. I kept it, and I'm gonna spin the bat. When I spin the bat, I'll see how much of it I have. I may just spin all this in there too. It's just really, really nice. But they came up with this system that you roll it right off the drum card, or they have these two handles that you clamp onto your bat and onto the sheet like this right there. You clamp them together and then you roll it off. So it comes off. The way it comes off, it's stuck in there. I don't know if you can really see. It's hard to see. And then you take this, and there's a sleeve for you to put it in so that it doesn't get rumpled around. And they said you can store this forever because they've had some that they've stored for, they said that after a year they pulled some out and started spinning with them, and they were just as beautiful as they were when they first started. So this will keep your bat from getting smushed or felted if you're storing it. So we got enough of these to put all our bats in. I think they have the two clamps, and then I'm not sure how many of these come in a kit, but I think you can buy a kit for 20 bucks. If you do make a lot of bats, or you have a drum carder, I would say they're well worth the investment. Unless you're a person who goes ahead and spins everything right away. Most of us, I know I don't. A lot of times I'll make things and they'll sit. Like a lot of my spinning, I spin the fiber and then it just sits. So that was one of them. This one was a Romney, and it was a white Romney. And so most of these I think were like 1 or 2 ounces. So we did a Romney. And like I said, that Estelle was fabulous. And they even told us what farm it came from, but they also said if we try to call and get it, they're not going to give it to us because they have dibs on it from now on. Which was really cool because it's very unusual. Here's another one I did. What was this one? We did I did not mark this one. I wonder why. Okay. We also did, the first one we did was a Jacob, and this one was really, compared to the rest of them, this one's really dirty and had a lot of veggie matter in it. But they wanted us to see what it was like. I have my sheet here, so this should probably tell me what it is. This one is probably another, looks like it might be another Romney. It was probably another Romney. It looks like I might have 2 Romneys here. And then this one, yeah, we did the Romney. That might be another Romney. And then I did do one that had different colors in it. Oh, and we pulled that off with a Diz. So I guess you can use a Diz with your drum carder too. I would have only really thought of using a Diz with a hackle or with a blending board, but you can do it right off the drum carder. One of my friends did an amazing job, Dina. She got hers all off in one go. So she had one big long strand of roving. Most of us were not that skilled, and mine came off in pieces, but I was very happy with the product. It's really beautiful. It was fun to put all the colors together. We didn't really get to pick our colors for that when they gave us each colors, but I really like the way mine came out. You can see the yellow, blues, and greens. So I have some top. I think this is called top when it comes through the Diz. I can't remember if it's top or roving, but I know it's all going the same direction. And I think that's what top is. It's all the fibers are going the same direction. When you use a drum carder, what you're making is not top because, well, it's not called top. You know it's a bat, but the fibers are usually going a different direction. Not always, but in general, that's how people usually make bats, from what they said. Oh, that last one that I didn't have labeled. This one was actually an alpaca. An alpaca and a merino. And they said that it's probably better to spin alpaca with something else. And that was good to know because I have some alpaca I bought from some farms, but it's not mixed with anything, so I'm definitely going to try to spin it by itself just to see what it does, but if it's not working, I won't get frustrated. I know I can blend it now with some merino or something else to give it some more bounce and to make sure that it doesn't fall apart while I'm spinning it. So in order to do that, now I don't know if, I think I told you guys I bought a hackle, but I have a fleece that I bought at Kid New, and I haven't done anything with it yet, and I was going to do it on the hackle, but really I kind of need to card it, so I didn't get a drum carder, but I did get some cards. And I got some Clems and Clems cards. They're the ones who taught the class. And I can tell you that if you want a drum carder and you have a decent amount of money to spend to get a drum carder, that is an amazing their products are amazing. What they do is they did at the beginning of the class, they talked about the history of drum carding, and they told us, they basically went through what the old products look like. They showed us all of them. They had a lot of them, and you could see on my Instagram feed, I took a picture of them. But they talked about each drum carder, and then they talked about how they've improved upon the past problems or mistakes or errors on their drum carder. And I can tell you from using it, I have used other drum carders before. This one was definitely my favorite. So I believe they make very good products. They're very well known. They've been around for a while. I hadn't heard of them, but that's because I think I've mostly heard of big names, like Shat and the Wet. And this is a family-owned business. And the cool thing about them is they also said if we're ever having trouble with any of their, figuring out what to do with a fiber, they will answer their phone. They said, you guys should call us. And they said, we'll be very upset if you don't. So that was the first day, and that was fabulous. I could have gone home from the festival and been very happy. Well, except I wanted to buy stuff, but So then the next day in the morning, I visited with some of the vendors that I know. Stacy and Diane were there, and from Stacy's booth, I bought myself one of the Stacy of Mustache. I bought myself one of the Star Wars colorways, but I didn't bring it over here. I did bring the one, I got the Beauty and the Beast colorway for our knit-along, for our Laura Smoot knit-along. So this is going to be the big prize for the knit-along. You must post a finished object. There is nothing in there yet. It's been a couple of weeks. She has a lot of patterns. Some of them are fingerless gloves. Those don't take that long to knit. We are going through the month of April and the month of May. But, hey, if there's only one finished object, look what you get. And I do have other prizes, but I wanted to make sure that I told y'all I bought this one for the podcast. And it's it's one of those OCD perfectly matched, and it says it has 12 even stripes. So that was the first booth I visited. And I also visited with Amanda of Lone Star Arts, and we do have a giveaway going on right now. I posted an interview with her, and she talked about the colorway that I'm giving away on that interview. So if you want to go back and watch that, you can. It's only about 3 or 4 minutes. And I will keep running that giveaway until the next time I podcast, which will definitely be after Yellow Rose Fiber Festival. So sometime at the end of the month or the beginning of May will be the next podcast. So when I was in Amanda's booth, actually I'd seen this on Instagram. Texas Wildflowers, y'all. I told her I wanted one, and I didn't want the small one because I've got a lot of the little sock bags, but I need some bigger ones for shawls. So I got this. You know, she has the handle on the side. So she does not only dye yarn, but she sews too. So she makes bags, and her bags are well made. Look how cute on the inside. And she's got her tag, Lone Star Arts, made in San Antonio. And her Etsy site is Lone Star Arts. Well, she's got LoneStarArts.com, but I know she sells on Etsy. And look how cute the little cowboy boots. So this is a perfect Texas bag. Oh, and look, I didn't notice this before. She's got a little star on the end, because Lone Star. So anyway, go and check that out, and make sure you enter to win that. For that, all you have to do is go to her shop or look on Ravelry and tell me what your favorite colorway is. She's giving away Zombie, I believe it's Zombie Dawn. Do I have it in here? I did not bring it, but she shows it on the podcast. And I think I might have posted a picture. If I didn't, I will try to do that. The next day, not only that, okay, then I also visited with Stacy and Penny of Brazen Stitchery and watched for an upcoming interview with them. And I visited with Anna of Yarn Carnival, and I showed you, I made that Mizzle shawl with her yarn before, but she has some beautiful, very amazing colorways. So I talked with her, and I also visited with Laura of Jinx Yarns. And when I was in her booth, I don't know if I put it over here. Oh, here's the Lone Star Arts skein. I knew I must have had it. This is it. And it's called, appropriately for my podcast, Zombie Dawn, and this was donated by Joe Sock Monster. Thank you, Joe. That was very sweet. We had a good time visiting with you. She actually went to dinner with us twice during the festival. But anyway, I also visited with Laura of Jinx Yarn, and I got some advice about setting up a booth. And at this point, I'm thinking I may not go the grid wall route. We'll see. I kind of want to do something a little different. But anyway, when I was there, I bought her I believe hers is called the Sorting Cup. I can't remember if hers is Sorting Hat or Sorting Cup. But it's the one everybody wanted, the Harry Potter one that everybody was fighting for before. This time I went in her booth and it was right there, and I didn't have to fight anybody, so it's like, okay, that's mine. I don't think I brought that one over. But I will be showing you these things periodically when I use them, or I may spread it out over the next couple of weeks. So after that night we went to dinner with Joe and Jeanette Book is Stitcher and Katie Metzroth and a bunch of other people that I know. And we went to an Indian restaurant that we like to go to when we're go to the Irving Convention Center, which is often, or it has been, because I've been going to Stitches and to DFW. So, and they're both at the Irving Convention Center. And after that, we had a talk with Clara Parks, and you guys know I love Clara Parks. It was about Knitlandia, and the interesting thing was that she talked to us about different people who had done things throughout the history to make our knitting lives easier or to change things. And the thing I found really interesting is that she brought in a lot of Texas people, which I think it made it more interesting. I kind of wonder if she's going to do that, like if she's going to take the talk and make it regional in each place, because she found out about some special things that different people had done in the past that helped our industry become better, like the guy who did superwash yarn for the first time. And there were some other things, I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but they were based on farms in Texas or people who were from Texas that did something for the textile industry. So that was really fun. And then the next day, I had a class with Denise of Lost City Knits, and it was called Unst Knitting, I think. And it's basically Shetland lace, and I think I like Shetland lace. A lot of it's based on garter stitch, so while there's lace, which I love, it's not as, not overwhelming, but it's, because lace, if you sit down and really pay attention, it's not overwhelming. It's just that you have to pay attention to what you're doing or you're going to mess it up. But I really enjoyed this. Since it was garter based, there was a garter row of in between each lace row. And the lace rows weren't that difficult. So I never felt like, oh, am I on a purl row or which side am I on? I always felt like I knew what I was doing. And we did a sample, and I have not finished it yet. But I do want to finish it because I think it's really pretty, and it's not, like I said, I didn't find it to be too difficult or too challenging. It might be a little tricky to see because I have it on 2 needles. Here's the bottom. What we did is we knit the center, and the center is where all the holes are. You can really pretty much see that. And then we knit edgings. And here's the first edging. And the nice thing about this one is we didn't have to pick up any stitches because you just continued on with the row where you were. So it might be hard to see it. It was easier when I pinned it out, but I'm not going to pin it out. I probably should have pinned it out before I showed you guys, but that's all right. Here's the top edge. You can't really see it. I'll show it again when I'm finished with it, but here's the top edge, and then we had to pick up stitches on the side. And I did another edge. Is that side? No, it's this side because it's where the needle is. Did another edge. Yeah, you can kind of see that. And then up here, it's hard to tell, but we had to sew the edges together up here. And she let us pick which way we wanted to do it. I did mattress stitch. But we sewed the edges together up there. Let's see where, it's right here. Right here. And so when I'm done, she gave us the yarn too, which was nice. It's some of her yarn. It's just, I think it's a 2-ply merino lace weight. You can see how thin the yarn is. And it's been a while since I worked on lace weight, but I have used lace weight before, so I'm familiar with it. The center bracket, the whole thing is going to be really pretty when it's done. It's going to be like a square kind of doily, but it's really like a sampler. So I'm going to finish that up. And then I'm going to look through her book. And I was going to buy the yarn when I was there, but I noticed that the shawl that I want to knit has several different colors, and she had several different colors. I thought it was Jamieson and Smith, but apparently it was her yarn. So I looked at the Jamieson Smith yarn, and they were sold in 25 grams, and I thought, man, that'd be an awful lot of yarn to buy for if I use that. So maybe I do want to try that yarn, but I may use it on a smaller project. The shawl I want to knit is a pretty big shawl, and I noticed that she used her own yarn for that. And I do have a fair amount of lace weight yarn. I'm sure I probably can find several colors that will match each other. Rather than doing the Jamieson and Smith colors, but I am going to use them at some point. Maybe to make a colorwork hat, because she was working on a colorwork hat, and it was really pretty. And I noticed since they're in 25 grams, I'm thinking a smaller project might be a better bet for that yarn. So we'll see. And so that is what I did in the morning, or the evening, actually the afternoon on Friday, and in the morning on Saturday. So by noon, I was so tired because I had a whole day of drum carding, and then I had like, it was a whole day class. It was just split up into 2 days, but my brain was fried. So I went to the market and I basically sat and knit and ate lunch with my friend Tia. And the nice thing is that Denise came over from Lost City Knits and sat with us for quite a while. So that was fun. We got to visit with her. And also Kimber from Fiber Optic Yarns came over and sat with us for a little while, which was nice. On my way out the last day, I went by and Kimber was spinning this new fiber she had, and I noticed it looked like silk, and she's like, yeah, it is silk. But it wasn't sticking all over to her. And I've tried to spin silk hankies, and I just make a mess. And even when I try to just knit like right off the hanky, I still make a mess. It gets stuck to me, it sticks to the chair, it sticks to the wall, it sticks everywhere. But she had this tussa silk, and so it was like tussa silk with sari silk mixed in. I'm not sure if I brought it over. I did mean to show you guys that because that's a little bit unusual. And it was gold, y'all. And I love gold. But it was gold with like blue and like just all these different colors in it. But the main color was gold, and it was so gorgeous. If you look on her Instagram feed, she's Fiber Optic Yarns. She has a skein of it that she's plied up. I think she's going to make a sweater out of a bunch of them. So I bought, I believe it's 2 ounces. It was like $6 or $8. And I'm looking forward to spinning that up. That, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's going to have to be something small. Maybe some cuffs. I'm not sure. But I'm looking forward to spinning it. Mostly I just want to spin it for the action of it, to find out how it feels and if I like it, because I was excited. I like silk. I like silk mixed into things, but spinning silk by itself is not my thing. And when you're spinning silk, if you have any little like cracks on your fingers, or you have rough spots, or your nails are jagged, forget it. And I'm just not, I guess I since I started dyeing especially, I don't do my nails a lot. I don't, I'm not very good on upkeep. Often I will have stains on my nails from dyeing. So yeah, anyway, that was really exciting. And then at some point, I didn't bring my shirt down to show you guys. At some point I also went, let's see what else I've got in here. I went to Ross Farms and I bought one of their t-shirts that says Ross, and it has it has their faces and it looks like Kiss. I love that shirt. It's awesome. I'll wear it next time. Anyway, I also went and bought some yarn from them. I just dropped one of them. But I have the other one here, and it's the same yarn. This one is a Shetland, and if you have ever talked to Scooter Pie from Ross Farms, you know his favorite thing to spin, his favorite thing in the world is a Shetland sheep. And so I thought I need to try their Shetland because I know that's his favorite. And whenever I see him spinning anything, it's always Shetland. So I bought 2 of these. It's a 3-ply sport, 250 yards. It's from, I think that's the name of the sheep, Heliotrope 2.0. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the name of the sheep because I know they put the name of their sheep on their products. And so I got 2 of these. So I have a total of 500 yards. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. But I really do love to knit shawls. And this is really, really, really squishy. So I can see why he likes it so much. It's different from some of the other stuff they carry, which is not so squishy, but beautiful anyway. You just would use it for something different. But this is beautiful, squishy, bouncy. I have 2 of them, and I suspect this is going to become a big shawl. It's a sport weight. So I'm not sure. I was thinking a lot of a simple shawl, but maybe not because it's sport. There's probably something similar that I could knit that's a sport weight shawl. The other thing I bought from them, y'all, I got some Hog Island. This is supposed to be very rare. They had some at Rhinebeck. They announced they were going to have some at Rhinebeck. It was gone. At DFW, it wasn't announced. But I thought, I'm going to go look in the booth anyway. Actually, I ran into Scooter Pie first. They had separated their booths, I guess, because somebody had canceled just like when I was at Stitches and they needed to fill the booth. So Scooter Pie was on one end and he had the t-shirts and stuff and other products. And then, I'm forgetting her name right now, from Ross Farms, the lady from Ross Farms. I don't know why I forgot her name because I've talked to her several times. Anyway, she had this and all the yarn with her, and she had some lovely projects. I'm telling you, she gets some good designers to design projects for her yarn, and they're just amazingly, incredibly beautiful. It's interesting. This one has some veg matter in it, which is fine. I don't know if I had told you when we did the Jacob on the drum carder, it had a lot of veg matter in it, but it didn't really bother me, I guess because I was putting it through the drum carder, and I just picked it out as I went, and then the drum carder, because it's a very good product, takes out a lot of that as well. My work area was very messy. There was dust everywhere and dirt, and so we cleaned it up. But I don't know, it didn't bother me that much, I guess because it was clean. I think if I got a stinky fleece, like a dirty fleece, I don't think I would like that. I think I'd pay somebody to go clean it. But as long as it's clean, I'm happy with it. So I am very interested to see what this is like. Let's see if I can pull it out. Ooh. Well, that's going to be fun to spin. Look at that. And look, it bounces. I don't know if you can tell. It's bouncy. This is going to be fun to spin. But she is going to be, I believe she said it. Oh, she's going to be at Flyaway, which I think is next week, because I'm pretty sure it's the same week as Yellow Rose Fiber Festival. If you are there, if you're going to Flyaway, look for some Hog Island. She's going to have it in gradient. I don't know, I didn't ask her if she's going to have gradient fleece or if she's going to have, I'm guessing fleece, because I don't know if they have enough time to spin this up and dye it. I'm not sure. But she said it was going to be in gradients. How awesome. I wish I was going to be at Flyaway. I may have to message her and say, oh, it's Amy. Amy, say one for me. Not that she, not that she will, but you never know. Anyway, if you are going to be at Flyaway, look for Ross Farms for this rare Hog Island. Let's see, that night, trying to think if I told you, we went to a Mexican restaurant the next night. And then, oh, but before we went to dinner, the last day, most of my friends left in the morning. I did get my interviews done with Anna and with Amanda in the morning. And in the afternoon, I had a class, y'all, with Judith McKenzie. I don't think I brought over, I didn't really have any big finished projects from that class, but she gave me some amazing ideas. The first thing we spun was a sock yarn, and she had a fun way to do it, and I'm very excited to do it myself with some of my own stuff that I have and to pick out my own colors. It's so fun. Like, I would have never thought of it, but it's a really cool idea, and she showed us how to cable ply. And then, after we did that, what else did we do? Oh, we got to spin different fibers. She wanted us to try doing worsted for one, doing woolen for another, and then we got to spin some very nice merino, and I still kept some of that, and she gave us some silk. And she did something that I had never seen anybody do that apparently other people have done, but I was like, that's genius. She put silk and merino on there, and then she carded it, and then she spun right off the cards onto her wheel. I was like, oh! Now, I haven't I did card something before, and I wasn't good at it, so I'm going to have to teach myself to do it. But I was like, oh, that's so awesome. So I have some of the silk and some of the merino she gave us. She gave us a really nice merino, and she said right now Ashland Bay has a really nice fine micron count merino, so if you need some, she said this is a good batch to get. It was either that, no, the silk is really good right now. I think they both came from Ashland Bay. So we did that, and I can't remember what else we did. but they basically were like kicking us out of the room because we were still in there after 5 o'clock. And everybody else had gone. All the vendors were packing up and leaving. The vendor market had closed at 4, and we were still in there spinning and talking to Judith, and it was a great class. And I'm still amazed that I took a class with her. And she was so personable. She was great to talk to, very down to earth. I don't think I can say enough about how wonderful Fiberfest was this year. We had people, my friend Joe came to visit from Nashville. One of my other friends had someone come visit them from Arizona. I know people came in from Missouri. They drove in from Missouri. We're starting to have a lot of people come in for this festival all over because they have amazing teachers. Not only did they have Clara Parks, but they also had Stephanie Pearl McPhee this year. And they had, oh, what's her name? I want to say Crochet by Faye, but that's not it. She's a fabulous crochet designer, and I've taken classes from her before. And there was another lady who'd been there a couple years ago that I took a class from. Just a lot of big names, and people who are excellent teachers and well worth the money of the class. So let's see how I've been talking forever. I don't even know how long it's gone because it's already past a half an hour. Well, I've still got stuff to talk about. So Laura Smoot Designer Along is going on now for the months of April and the months of May. And what I want to do now is announce the winners of the Susanna IC Designer Along. So we had one person. Let me get my little book. I have a little book that I wrote everybody's name down in. Oh, and I forgot I was going to show you guys one other thing that I got in the mail. I snagged one. You guys, this is the cutest thing ever. I'm just not going to take it out, but I know a lot of you have seen this one. Her soft blanks have gone up in price, but they are so worth it. I mean, these are like little works of art. This one, I don't even know if I want to knit it. I like want to put it up on the wall as a banner. I want to get like a, you know, those long picture frames. I want to put it in a long picture frame and just put it on the wall. I'm going to have a hard time knitting this one. I'm going to knit my other one, the one that's the vampire teeth. I might keep like a square of it. This one, I don't even know if I'm going to knit it. I might just hang it up. I don't know. Anyway, I think maybe what I'll do is I'll see what other people's socks look like before I decide. But I just really think this is just beautiful. I love it. Thank you, Andre Sue. Anyway, let's go ahead. You guys were here for the winners, right? Okay. Number 1, the first winner, the person who wins the Big Alien Socks kit. We only had one person use one of the yarns, suggested yarns. And Claude, you are the winner of the Alien Socks. You get the pattern and you get all the yarn. So I will be sending that off to you if you PM me and tell me you know that you're the winner and tell me your address. She knit the shawl that Susanna had designed with Barn Owl yarns. So she, and actually Enid did too, but Enid is the one, Enid and her husband are Barn Owl yarns, so maybe that's why she didn't post it in the thread, but she could have. The person who wins a pattern from Susanna IC is Trilinda from Pennsylvania. So if you let me know you've heard this, I will put you in touch with Susanna so she can gift you a pattern. The person who won the Two Guys lace, I forgot to show that on the podcast, but it's a beautiful pink color and it's BFL and silk. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. The person who won that is Nap Knits, and she is from Massachusetts. So PM me and let me know what your address is, and I will send you the lace weight yarn from Two Guys. And, oh, I forgot to mention, I did talk to them too because I love those guys. They're so friendly. And they have a bunch of new yarns. So if you are interested in unusual yarn blends, go check them out. I'm excited I'm going to get to see them at ZK and at SSK this year. So I didn't get anything this time. I'm kind of waiting to see more colors and more yarns because I know they're still working on some. And Gene actually told me that he has had a hand in some of the spinning for the yarns. So he has sourced most of the yarns I think he said all the yarns he's getting from the UK. Most of them have BFL in them. I think that's his yarn of choice, and I don't blame him. I love BFL. He has a BFL, 100% BFL Aran weight, and there was another one that had camel and silk in it, and that's the one I have my eye on. And then there was a third one, and I think they're still developing more. So that's a yarn company to check out. Forgot to mention them earlier. Anyway, the person who wins Barn Owl Yarns is Missy Lynn 2, and it didn't say where she's from. I'm guessing her name is Missy Lynn. I don't know. But you are a winner of Barn Owl Yarns. The Barn Owl Yarns is a beautiful yarn. They, in general, use a 70-30 merino silk, high twist silk single, and they dye gradients. So if you let me know you've heard that you're a winner, I will put you in contact with them. And then the winner of the Yarn Carnival yarn is Imagine That Ain't. I don't know if that's her name or not, but she is actually from Texas, so congratulations. And I believe I saw maybe you're going to be at ZK this year? Maybe? Maybe your name was in there in that thread? Anyway, let me know that you've heard this, and I'll put you in touch with Anna. I believe she's going to let you pick. Actually, if you tell me what your color choice is, I think she wants me to tell her what kind of color palette you like, what colors you're interested in, and she will send you something. And the person who won the $10 or less pattern from Instagram was MVA5493, Valerie. So, Valerie, you need to PM me and let me know what pattern you want, and $10 or less. So you have quite a few things you can pick from. And then I also wanted to say the winner of the FO thread for March is Talia from Franciscan Gypsy Design. So Talia, let me know what $7 or less pattern you want, and I can gift that to you on Ravelry. And I think that is everything for this time. If I forgot anything, I will tell you guys next time. And please come see me at Yellow Rose Fiber Festival. I should be right next to, I'm hoping, so we can help each other, Open Skies Yarn, my friend Jeanette Bookish Stitcher. It will be her first time vending, so come and say hello to her as well. And I hope to see some of you there. And with that, I want you to get busy knitting or get busy dyeing.